Life can be really, really hard at times. This isn't going to be like my other videos. There's probably not going to be many jokes, if at all, in this video. This is just me being open. This is me realizing that we have a pretty serious and a pretty scary problem here, especially in the United States. I know kind of everywhere else, but I know people in my life who I've lost from substance abuse. I think it's definitely one of the hardest things to get over and fight. I think it's one of the hardest things to get out of in that cycle of just repeated use. I especially know what it's like to lose somebody. And that is one of the worst feelings you can possibly ever have. It's even worse when you knew about it in the first place. Life is hard. Life is never going to get easier. It's going to be rough. There's going to be your highs and there's going to be your lows. And in order for you to have a high, you have to have a low at some point. And substances are just the easy way out for a lot of people. Life can be very demanding. It could be a lot of pressure on you all the time. And to have something that can just take you out of the moment for 20, 30, an hour to 2 hours, I can see the appeal and I can understand it. It's hard. It really is hard, because when you look, like, if you've ever lost somebody, you can look back and say, I wish I would have said something, or don't do it, you know, like you have that kind of like just regret that you couldn't do something. But that's just what it is at the end of the day. It's just going to be regret, because there is nothing you can do about it. And that's something that I've been trying to push myself to kind of recognize and kind of move forward through. When you sit and you think and you let it roll around in your head for a while on what you could have done to fix it, or what you could have said, or anything like that, and it's just going to drive you crazy, because there's nothing. That it was a decision that was made, a decision that you didn't have much choice in. People are going to do what they're going to do, and you're going to lose people. You're going to lose, and that's the hard thing about it. That's the worst. That's the rough part about it. You're going to have people who you're going to see one day, and then the next day you're not. Substances seem like the easy way out, but they're not. It's going to make you feel good for the time that you take it, and then you're just going to end up craving those moments when you feel like there's nothing going wrong in the world. And at that point is when everything really starts to go wrong. And I'm not just talking anything crazy. Like, I'm not just talking about stuff you shoot up or stuff you snort. Alcohol and weed too. People always complain whenever you say anything negative about weed, but I've known some really bright people who really had a lot going for them until they started kind of using and like weed or edibles, whatever. And you can kind of see some people, maybe it's not everybody, maybe it's just some people, and maybe it's not even the drug, it's just the person, but you just see some people just slow down. That's rough, because like my other videos, you guys kind of already know, like, I have a very go-getter mentality, I guess you can say. Like, what I want is what I want, and I'm going to do everything I can to get there. And to see people who had that mentality lose it through drugs, alcohol, whatever you want to say, it's rough. It really is rough. It's rough for me, because I want nothing but the best for anybody who I'm around or who I can talk to. I want everybody to be successful. I don't want there to be a world where I'm the only successful person who comes out of a situation. Like, I have lifelong friends that I want to have success with everyone. I want to make everybody better. And to watch people who I see doing so many great things slowly start to fall apart, it's hard. It's rough. It really is. I'm sure you have some person in your life who has a lot of potential or had a lot of potential, and you just saw it kind of whittle away because of stuff like that. I believe that if you want to do it, it's up to you. Like, I don't believe that I have any right to tell you what you can and can't do. I don't believe I have any right to tell you can't drink alcohol, or you can't smoke weed, or you can't do whatever you want to do. I don't believe I have the right to do that. I don't believe anybody has the right to tell you what to do, but I can also recognize that can lose a lot of potential when it comes to that. The purpose of this video isn't to be a lecture or a sob story about why. I just hope that I can reach one person who has thought about it or is contemplating it, and kind of push them away from it, you know? I have made a pact with myself that I am not going to drink any alcohol or do any drugs, anything like that, That has been something I've maintained over the years. And it's a decision that did not come lightly. It was a decision that I made because of the people that I've lost and people I've been around who have had problems with alcohol and with weed and with stuff like that. And I realized that I just need to hold myself accountable and keep myself from falling into bad habits. And because of that, I haven't had a drop of liquor. I haven't smoked any joints. I've just been in the moment, present, just going through the motions, you know? And don't get me wrong, like there's been times where it's been really rough and it's like, oh, well, could it really be that bad? And then you think to yourself, it really is that bad. It can get really bad. Just because one or two times, maybe not so much, but it really can get bad really quick. Because one day you feel crappy and you drink, maybe you'll feel a little better. And then the next day something goes wrong and that level of, oh my God, something bad happened kind of dwindles a little bit. And then soon it'll get to the point where you're drinking because you hit a red light. And I know that sounds super like absurd. It's really true. Like there's going to be a point where your requirement to drink is just going to keep going lower and lower and lower until it's really not a big deal anymore. And then you just end up drinking whenever you can, or you end up smoking whenever you can. And that's when people really start to fall apart, I guess you could say. Everybody in life has the potential to do a lot of great things. You might not feel that way right now. You might think I'm stuck in school, or I'm stuck in a job I don't like and I can't achieve anything, or I can't make my situation any better. You always can. Never let anything tell you that you need to stay stagnant or that you shouldn't keep pushing, because there's always something you can push for. And I know this is a bit of a depressing video, and I'm sorry it's not super exciting, but it's just something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, because I want to be open on this too. This isn't just a channel where I'm just going to be uploading videos of just random shit that really doesn't mean anything. I want to do some good with it, if that makes any sense. And I just hope that anybody who's out there who is struggling, like I said, who is considering, can kind of take a step back and just think of what you want to accomplish and what you want to do in your life, because that's really going to be where you make or break it. And I hope that you guys decide to just kind of go through it and become a better person. But that's really just going to be it. So I'll catch you guys